It's your boy Big M, aka El Bacadon. Today is Tuesday, February 19th. This is Pick Central, Barstool's daily gambling show. Myself, Smitty, Marty, Clemmer. We got Stanko back there. Meek Phil is here. I know Booze is here somewhere. And we are very glad to be presented by DraftKings Sportsbooks. DraftKings will be our one-stop shop for all things betting. This week, new customers who deposit $5 more can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 on any sport. What's a no-sweat bet? It is just like getting an offensive board. Miss your first shot, you get another chance to score with a bonus bet back. You can also follow what all of your favorite Barstool personalities are betting on by joining the Barstool betting group in the social section of the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I've already put 4 or 5 plays in there today. You can find them all. Pretty much everybody's in there, and we'll get everybody in there sooner or later. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code PICKCENTRAL. New customers can get a no sweat bet up to $1,000. First bet loses. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code PICKCENTRAL, PICKSCENTRAL. Like I said, download DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code PICKCENTRAL for new customers. Get no sweat bet up to $1,000. DraftKings is the best.
Let me tell you something about DraftKings.
Format's great, layout's great. Got all the apps, even UFC this past weekend. They have all the props, like every bet you can imagine, everything you need. DraftKings is the spot to go.
The format of it is fantastic too. Like, it's easy to get to games, and I don't know, like that's like very specific, but like it's so easy to get to the social part of it too, or the anything you want. I'm gonna tell you something right now. The casino is amazing.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I have been playing this past weekend. I played this. Me and Dana are bringing it back next week. We start Coin Boys, but it might be called Rocket Men because there's a rocket game, and I might sing Rocket Man the entire time. It's one of the best games I've ever played. The whole DraftKings app is fantastic. If you haven't downloaded it, go get that $1,000 sweat. What's it called?
No sweat bet.
No sweat bet.
Offensive board.
Yeah, no sweat bet is a great offer, so go do that. Use code PICKCENTRAL. I love DraftKings so much. It's a dream that they're our sponsor because it's the best app.
Awesome. Like I said, the social at the top of the page, social tab, betting groups. Join the group, Barstool Bets. You'll see everybody's bets in there. You can find them all.
And put clown emojis on my bets when I'm just keep winning. It's okay?
Yeah,
keep doing it.
You want.
Keep doing it. And I'm going to show you. And I'm going to always write back. How'd that go?
That's actually great with the betting groups.
Yeah.
You can actually communicate back and forth and chirp and basically just ride.
It's fun, yeah.
I would say Rico's been in there giving kind of his reasoning and stuff. Like Marty's seen go back and forth the chat.
Yeah, Rico goes quiet, though, when he loses.
Yeah, he does.
And let me tell you, he's not here, and I want to talk to him about it, but his St. John's thing has gotten out of hand.
I got
gotten out of hand.
I said that to him. I think it was when it was maybe just me, him, and Clemmer. I've been saying that to him for months. I'm like, you're like a New York guy. Like, you're a guy who, even if, I don't know, there's weird, maybe I feel this way. I shouldn't. But just being like to me, like St. John's when it comes to basketball is like New York's team. If you,
yeah.
Like
fuck Rick Pitino, fuck him.
You are a Celtics fan.
Yeah, like I don't care about that though. Like that, I'm also you're not like a New Yorker.
I mean, I was born here.
He's a Mets fan.
I guess.
Riptito is not. I'm kind of both. I'm like.
You're not a New Yorker.
Dual citizenship.
Yeah, but if you had to pick, you're not.
I spent more years of my life in New Hampshire than New York.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
King of New York
I'll speak for myself. I don't know.
No.
I just feel like as a New Yorker, like there's part of me, even though I have zero connection to St. John's, like my dad's not a fan or anything. I just like I like they're like the little ones in that could. That might be disrespectful. I want them to be good. Like, and they have a good coach. They're not doing well. Rico's doing this I told you so thing. His only point the entire time, and Marty will attest to this, his only point when they hired him was, what are they going to do in 8 years? Who the fuck gives about 8 years from now, like now?
So
why do you, if you're
What are you going to do right now? He's 71.
But I'm saying, like, but when you hire a coach, why are you saying, like, what are you going to do in 6 to 8 years when he leaves? Like, what does that matter? Like, what do you mean? Like, that to me is like such
That's an eternity. I agree.
Like,
I agree.
What does that mean? Like, that you're just like throwing shit in the air. Like, that means nothing.
There's a couple of things that where Rico's wrong about St. John's. One, it's St. John's it's his first year, right?
Correct.
And in college, do you know how hard it is to just get a team and go straight to like the Final Four? Like, it doesn't.
What was the expectation for them though going into the season?
Make the tournament?
Yeah,
Like,
They're not going to do that.
That's not totally. That's
Are they
like,
14 and 12? They lost 8 of the last 10.
yeah, but they could
Am I right
still
about
win
that?
like the Big East. Like I would that the
They're in a-
Georgetown won
they're in
the
a
Big
tough
East.
spot.
Like,
We talked about that on yesterday's show. Rico was saying they haven't even been to the semifinals since 2000.
yeah, he has this
Oh,
whole
he
stat.
loves that.
So basically,
Well,
what
that's a pretty
Rico-
good. That's a pretty good stat.
Oh, well,
Defend
Rico has
here.
yeah because
but
they've
they've been
sucked.
bad. No one's like denying they've been bad.
They have a good coach now. The fact that he's
give him
even
a
done
chance.
this, to be honest, is like they were. He has one player from last year that was on the team. One. All new guys. That's insane. Two, there's one thing that Rico. Only thing he's saying this for is because they have bad facilities, and Mullins didn't work out, and he went to his camp once. This is
Yeah,
literally
absolutely.
why he doesn't like St. John's.
That checks out.
And like nobody in the world, not one person was like, oh, St. John's is going to be a Final Four team. St. John's is going to be a top of the Big East. It was like, oh, they hit the portal really well. And they did. They got good. They did a good job with the portal. They got people to come to New York. Like, this is why Rico Bosco exists, is so like you would think is him and St. John's go hand in hand. And I don't know why he's like dunking on them. And then when they went on a winning streak, he was like, I never said any of that. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Because there was a point in time they were doing good there for a minute, like early on, and he was very quiet. And then now things have started to go south, and they're unraveling a little bit. Now he's like, "Oh, I told you so." But it's Rapoli, who's obviously shut up Body Armor, like he's the guy he founded Body Armor, billionaire, and he's a St. John's grad, and he said once they hired Pitino, I'll put money in. But I mean that you can't build like a whole new facility in like 2 months. Like obviously,
No, that's fair.
it's going to take a
so
little time to
long.
like get shit together. And the one thing they always, which I think they'll always have this problem is, they need to have more of their games at actual Carnesecca,
I imagine
at their true
yeah.
home gym, because every time they play at the Garden, obviously it's awesome. But like you said, it was when they play UConn a couple weeks ago. Like when you play UConn and some of these other Northeast Big East teams that are good, they're just always gonna like it's never gonna be a real home game.
Rico was saying
It's just
yesterday.
such a disadvantage because like all these college basketball, I think is some of the biggest home field advantages there are across like any of these.
No,
sports.
it's the big.
They are like ruckus environments,
Yeah.
small gyms. It is really tough to go on the road and win in conference play in any of the 6 major
They're
conferences.
worth like being home's worth like almost 5 points.
It can be. It really can. Like you
like-
see these teams that like never lose at home.
Houston played Iowa State last night, number 2 versus number 6 in the country. They were minus 8.5
Wow.
at home.
Yeah.
Like that's how much it really does matter. But yeah, no, the like Duke when they play their shit's like holds like 9,000 people, and it's so close, and that's why it's so
They're literally
loud.
on top of
And
it.
when they're in
Crazy.
MSG, it's like it's
Yeah.
so big, and like not every St. John's fans going there, so that's whatever. But he's flip flopping, and he's trying to take a win where I don't know why. They were never supposed to be that good.
No, like
That's
they
why
needed
it's
a year or
weird.
two for sure. And now let's see, this year may or may not help the cause. I would like to think Pitino will still be able to get in the phones in the offseason, get in a few living rooms, whatever, and kind of
Yeah. Oh, he
still
will.
get some guys to come here. Like I still think there's a lot.
Kids
There's
care
a
about
lot
Rick
to like.
Pitino anymore? Like, is that?
That's actually a fair point. I'll
That's
give you that.
fair, but I don't. To me, it's not even about Rick Pitino as much as it's like I've been to like multiple Final Fours. I've won championships. Like he's done a lot of things that like 90% of the other coaches have never done.
So that's where
I still think that means something. Like he wins.
Patrick Ewing.
Like him or not, he wins.
Well, he won past tense.
But I mean, where is he?
It's been a while, hasn't it?
In college basketball, he's won pretty much everywhere. I mean, even when he was out, he went to Iona and immediately like they were
he was
cream
winning
of the crop in
Iona.
the smaller conference, and that's how he got this job.
Right.
Like people thought he never was going to coach Power 5 again. He went to Iona, like brought them to the top of their conference immediately.
Won the
Back in-
conference, like,
yeah, won the
twice.
conference. Was in the tournament, I think 1 or 2 years in a row. Back in the Big East in 2 seconds.
You're right
I mean,
about
he's won in college
kids
pretty much
care,
everywhere.
because that's what I've been arguing a lot about. What kids care about now, right? Like Patrick Ewing was the Georgetown coach, and now everyone's like, "Why?" Like it's Patrick. Like I got to be honest, I would barely care about Patrick Ewing being my coach.
Yeah,
And
these kids, never,
these
they
kids
never
are
saw him.
18. They
I
don't.
didn't, I didn't
care.
even see him play. I'm almost 30.
Yeah, and like you
That's
don't give a
crazy.
fuck.
Wow, yeah.
I didn't either see him play either. So I'm like, why would these fucking 18-year-old kids, especially with NIL now, give a fuck if Patrick Ewing is my coach?
That's the same argument I made with Chris Mullen. Like I saw Chris Mullen
True.
play when I was a kid.
Oh, Chris
didn't-
like
I didn't either,
Chris
yeah.
Mullen doesn't
Doesn't
mean
matter.
shit to a 19-year-old.
Nothing
I
at all.
imagine.
Literally nothing.
And
I
like,
would say most likely that it's more likely than not that they've never heard of him.
That's what I mean.
It's crazy, but
right.
it's true.
but think about it also now in college basketball. Think about any coach that is like older and like that people care about, right? Is it Izzo and who else?
Yeah, at this point, I mean,
Izzo, like no one's.
we've had so many leaves
phasing
the
out.
last, like, few years.
So many guys
yeah.
retired.
I mean, I wouldn't call Bill Self old, but
I
he's
didn't
like
know
who
how young he
he's
was.
like he's next.
He's
He was
been
like
there
next
for a
in
while.
who I'd think about, like
Bill Self, people still care about.
Elvin Sampson, obviously.
Care about.
Houston, they care about.
There's so many people.
We've had
that
so many
retired.
guys like Coach K, Jim Calhoun,
Yeah.
like Roy Williams, a ton, all these like legendary coaches.
Even
that have
fucking
gone.
Jay Wright. And
Jay
he's
Wright, of
young.
course. Yep. Yeah, he was very young.
It's just crazy that these 18-year-old kids. It's like they with social media and everything, they don't give a flying fuck.
I mean, I always said that. Now, obviously, the Knicks have gotten on track. I said that about the Knicks for the last like few years before Brunson came. Like no one, like these. I remember like there was like Zion and RJ when they were in college, almost like joked about it.
Yeah.
Like Zion was like they're like their whole lives the Knicks have been horrible. Like why would they want to go there? So I do get on some level. I'm sure you guys talked about it yesterday. I did want to get in this just about the NBA All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
And how fucking shitty it is now.
No, that's what we said. Yeah.
I have some thoughts on it too.
Yeah, what like I was thinking, like what do you think, like I'm saying realistically, what do you think they can realistically do to fix it?
The realistic thing that they can do is they can only maybe fix the dunk contest. They can't fix anything else.
You can fix the All-Star game.
I don't think you can.
Each guy, winning team, $1 million.
They
Everyone.
don't. That's not going to happen.
Why? Why wouldn't that happen?
So they're going to give
$1 million per team or per player?
Player. You
Bro,
win.
They enticed it with the in-season
Yeah.
tournament.
And-
it worked
and-
for a
and
little
we're-
bit.
But there was also guys that were making $400,000 on the team.
Yeah, very,
I know,
very,
but-
very true.
One game, $1 million. Like that's pretty good. And
It is, but like
it only costs you what $15 million.
LeBron
NBA,
is-
it's nothing.
LeBron is also like, is LeBron going to care that much for $1 million? Like that's crazy to say.
He won't. But I think most guys still
$1 million, they would care.
$1 million to each player is a lot of
Do
money.
you think
for one
that the NBA is that like worth it for them?
Yes.
I actually don't think so.
I
to
think
put up,
they'll
to put
play.
up 12 mil.
I think they'll play for
I
it.
think they'll play, but I don't think it's worth it for the NBA.
Why?
But it's
The
also-
NBA is like hemorrhaging money.
But it's
They
also
are, but like
it's also one of those things where LeBron might not individually care about it, but if two other people care about it and start playing better, it starts
That's
LeBron
true.
to play better.
Contagious.
It's like 2-3 years ago when they did the rule change.
Elam ending.
Yeah,
People started to care a little bit.
and they played hard for the last
Yeah, they did.
10
They did.
minutes. So more stuff like that. But you're never going to get back to the 90s
No.
when Jordan and Kobe are going
even-
at
even-
it.
I remember that crazy one. Like there's like that one where like AI led them. Well, that was back when they still wore like their own jerseys, like
Yeah.
no All-Star jerseys.
they won.
It was like
first of all, should
like
always
AR,
still do
like
that.
Marbury, and all these guys. Like they led this like crazy comeback and won, and they were like going nuts, like high fiving each other, like really fired up.
Two things. One, they should all wear their same their jerseys. I think that's
Every sport.
I love
Baseball
it.
too.
I
every
love it.
sport
I
should
think
do
it's
that.
great.
Baseball should, whatever. Two, you would fucking lose your mind if Jalen Brunson got hurt in the All-Star game. Then everyone's like, "Oh, I want this
That's
to go
true.
so well.
That's
I want
true.
this to be so good." If one person is going for a layup and they fucking try and track him down, block, you would fucking lose your mind if your star player got hurt. And then everyone's going to be like, why? And it's just going to change the conversation again. Like, that's just what it is. And Anthony Edwards, I fucking love Anthony Edwards, by the way. I've totally I think he's great. His personality is great. He was like, it's a break for us. Like, we play, and he plays mostly like 75 games. He's like, we work to have a break. You know, it's when you have a break, why would you want to exert yourself the entire time? I think it's pretty fucking
And
simple.
don't ask
why
us
it's
to
bad.
watch.
You don't have to watch, though. Like, what? Don't watch then.
Well, no, but the NBA is putting out a product they want you to watch.
Yeah,
And then the
people
players are
still
saying
gonna
we're not going
watch.
to give a shit. Well, then they got to fix the messaging. That's mixed messaging from them, from the NBA.
I don't think it is. I think it's more just like, I mean, like I kind of enjoyed watching Damian Lillard hit half-court shots. I did.
Did you enjoy Luka?
No, I didn't. But it's also like I expect it because they don't want to get hurt. Like I get it sucked. Like I'm not saying it was good.
Luka did was a little outrageous.
Luka was stupid. Yeah, he was like that's where it was like
Just took it a little too far.
A little too far. Like he was like, "Oh, I was going 2 for 1." It was like, "No, you weren't. You were just fucking throwing it up there." But
people
like
are still paying. Like, what's the average ticket price to get in the All-Star?
that is
like,
yeah.
I'd be a little pissed if Luka was just fucking shooting like Andrew Bynum during practice.
But you know what I mean, though? Am I wrong? Like it is like you're never gonna get a happy medium. You're
No,
never
for
gonna
sure,
get
because
one.
I know because you are right about it is their week off. Like so, if you are an All-Star, you really only get like a few days off.
Yeah.
Like if you're not an all-star, you get a full week. You get legitimately a week off. These guys go on vacation.
Oh yeah, getting
all kinds of
snubbed from
things.
the All-Star game is one of the best things ever. People wish you were there, and you have a week off.
Especially if you've already been to one. If you've been to one or two All-Star games, you get snubbed. It's the perfect spot.
Yeah, that's like Brunson.
Was Trey Young in it?
He was. He made it because
Someone got hurt.
Randall and somebody else were out.
I just don't. Everyone's like the dunk contest is what I think. Like we.
Well, that we
love
know, we know what happened.
Yeah, I love
We all
Mac
know what
McClung.
LeBron ruined it, and I'm dead serious.
He did.
It's become like this funny narrative, but he truly set a standard that if you're like a good player, you're too good for the dunk contest. It's all his fault. I'm dead serious.
Oh, I agree. Like I love Mac McClung. I actually really do. Great guy. We can't have a guy winning 2 years in a row in the G League. Hasn't stepped on the court. Like he's got great dunks, the guy.
And it shouldn't be like a thing that, oh my God, Jalen Brunson's going to do the dunk contest. That's wild. That should be like the norm that all-star players are doing.
If an all-star,
at least like once or twice.
It should be a requirement. They have to do it once.
It's a shame that the Jumpman logo has devolved to this.
Yeah,
it's a tragedy, Smitty.
Crazy
tragedy.
I always think you get rid of it for 5 years. Yeah, I think we've seen every dunk that can happen. It's
so
like,
that's part
I wrote
of
that.
You say that, but Vince Carter comes out and his arm's sticking halfway down.
20 years ago.
But
that's the
I
thing.
think we also I think
the best athletes out there doing the best dunks, you're going to find the best things.
I think we've evolved as athletes because we remember, like, what was it, 2016? Like, Levine was doing some crazy shit. And I still just say Aaron Gordon, over the mascot under his legs, is like the best dunk I've ever seen. I stand by the highest level of difficulty dunk ever.
Even that was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, but it's crazy that we're talking 8 years ago now. But that's my point. Smitty's point is that like they still can they can do more shit than they could do like 30 years ago. The athletes,
oh, of course,
like humans just evolve. Like,
I agree.
Athletes
I agree with
evolved.
that. But even then, I don't know. I feel like if you just put it in the shelf for 5 years, have it come back, it would be new, it would be exciting. I think guys would want to do it.
Make the top 10 and MVP do it. I want to see Jokic try to dunk.
But see, that's funny.
I like that.
That's the problem where those are the guys that have all the leverage. They're like making and I agree with you. Like I love that they did that, but they're gonna look back. They're gonna be like, you have to do it. And they're gonna look back and be like, fuck you. No, I don't.
Now if you add a $10 million prize to it.
Well, see, if they did that would change things.
Yeah.
We're just they need, honestly, we need to get Saudi involved.
I'd rather the money go to the dunk contest.
I didn't mean to do that to you.
I'd rather the dunk contest winner get it because the home run derby gets $1 million.
Yeah.
$1 million.
And like some guys that are in it like don't even make that. Like I love that.
Alonzo
like,
was out there hitting for food in the
exactly.
MLB by far, by the way, is the best All-Star
by a mile.
And I used to be such a proponent of the new home run derby. That I think they should go back to the 10 hours.
I agree.
1,000%.
I think we need to marvel over the home runs more. I think we've lost the marveling of the home runs.
That's not even a
They hit
question.
too fast. You don't even get to like appreciate.
The camera can't even keep up.
They don't get to appreciate these like mammoth shots they hit because they're already hitting. They're already swinging at the next pitch.
So the dunk contest, I think the money should go to that one, like $5 million at least. Let's be like, so it's
I'd almost rather
worth-
save the dunk contest than the All Star.
Me too, because the All-Star game, I understand. You're not going to get hurt. You could get hurt in the dunk contest, but I don't think has anyone ever? Has that ever happened?
Like we keep saying getting hurt.
I don't think so.
Like they played games like for the Dream Team or for the Olympics or for FIBA, all this shit. Like guys aren't getting
this
hurt.
one really doesn't matter. Like it doesn't nothing like in the Olympics. It's at least you're playing for something. I understand.
national-
Like,
My point is that how often do we see guys get hurt in the Olympics? Like not very often.
that's also playing for something. Like
We saw Paul George
when you're
snap his leg.
That's true.
when you're half playing and half not playing, you're more likely to get hurt than going full out. You know,
I agree with that.
And they don't want to go full out, so that'll be weird. Jaylen Brown should be ashamed of himself. He should never.
At least he did it.
No. He should be kicked out. He dunked over he dunked over a 5'2" streamer sitting down. Bro, I could do that. I could work my way up. Are you fucking serious?
He used his left hand though, Clemmer.
Good
job.
He had a glove. He wore a glove. Are you fucking serious?
At least he did. He's the only name who did it.
Yeah, and then he fucked it up for me.
This is
He
why
did-
everyone-
he did
ruined
participate.
it.
He
This is
did
why-
participate.
Yeah, but now he ruined it because everyone's like, well, Jalen Brunson's getting booed because he fucking didn't do shit. He jumped over a 5'2" guy.
This is why guys don't want to do it because they have to deal with the Marty Mushes of the world shitting on him.
I mean, Jacob Toppin had the best dunk of the night and just got no credit for it.
Yeah.
Between the legs 360 is pretty fucking good.
There's a guys out
That's a good
there.
dunk.
I was watching videos of people being like, "Oh, why?" And it was like not NBA guys, just guys who can dunk, doing unbelievable dunks. And they're like, "This is what Jaylen Brown's doing."
That's also kind of what ruined it too over the last 20 years. Social media.
Yeah.
You can see normal people like going full N1 dunk on everything. It kind of dilutes the product,
100%.
but still, you want to see the best players try to do
You
it.
do, and like, it's just so like Terrence Ross's is actually a fucking awesome dunk contest if you remember that one. Vince Carter, like even like
John Wall did it. And was that we're talking now like 10 years
Nate
ago.
Robinson,
10 years ago, but-
Blake Griffin, like even
Nate
just,
Robinson. You get the underrated heroes like Nate Robinson,
Yeah.
Spud Webb. Like,
Bro,
I remember being a
bringing
kid.
out a
dude,
fucking-
Jason Richardson.
yeah,
And he was like a good, very good player. I mean,
like the props too. Like Blake Griffin brought out a car. I don't care. You
Yeah.
jumped over the back of the car. Bring a car. That's
Dwight Howard. I mean, Superman.
Dwight
like
Howard.
he brought up like the
dunking
12-foot
other
rim.
side, like
12-foot rim was
Yeah.
more
That's how you
interested
get
with
creative.
that shit instead of like through the legs or whatever. Like, and I'll still give my credit to Mac McClung. Like, it's kind of crazy.
He's an incredible dunker.
But like,
I mean,
it's
without
all
question.
He's making a living out of just being the dunk. He should just be like, hey, I'm gonna be in it every year. Just like let me.
I'm sure he would go every year if they asked
Probably
him.
will.
Yeah.
he's under contract.
But yeah, I just think that there's.
18.
I think that that's the only thing you can save for is the dunk contest. That's it.
Yeah, it's just a lot. It's
Anthony
it's
Edwards
tough.
is the
Like
skills competition lefty.
skills competition is
And
just
that was
kind of like
funny. And I like-
a fun little lead up. What did
Three points is fine.
no 3 points good.
Hey.
3 points a good product.
Even
they
the
get
Steph Curry-
they get real stars in
Get
it.
Caitlin Clark in the 3-point.
She will next
Oh my
year. I
goodness.
think. Who's the girl that did it this one?
Sabrina, I
can't
know
pronounce her last
Ionescu or
She-
Ionescu.
That whole thing with Steph Curry, great.
great.
It's something different.
So did you guys all? So I only watched clips. I did not watch this live. Did you guys watch all of this live?
Not all. I obviously was like,
Yeah.
I'm done with this.
Because like Rico and I were talking about like how when we were younger it was must see TV. Like you looked forward to the All-Star Weekend for all week as a kid in junior high, high school, whatever. And now it's like I could care less
It's
if
a
it's on.
different time too, because when we grew up, that's like there's no internet.
You could only
just have
see it
TV.
later.
We had less options.
Exactly.
Right.
Clips to see.
But-
So
that's
we
what
talk
you
about it. You
only
play
see it
NBA
live,
Jam,
yeah.
and then you wait for it.
Do kids nowadays? Because there is so many other options now for entertainment. Like, do kids who are 11 and 12 now look forward to the NBA All-Star Game like we did? I'm guessing no.
I would say
They look for the clips. I'll be honest with you right now. UFC. I'm a very casual UFC guy. I sometimes just wait to see the clip of like
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Volkanovski. I was
It was
like,
an incredible one this
it
weekend.
was a great clip, and I saw it like 10 minutes after everybody. And it's like, and I understand when you're not that invested, like myself in UFC. I like it, but I don't want to sit there for the whole time. I just wait for the clip because UFC gets their clips out so fast.
I feel I saw more UFC clips on my timeline than I saw
There wasn't
NBA
many-
All-Star
There
Weekend.
wasn't many highlights.
It was a big card too. It was a huge card, big pay-per-view, it was stacked. The main event was it was Unstoppable versus the immovable object guy. Who was like the reigning champ for a long time, had never lost in the weight class, for the undefeated Hungry Lion, and he went and ate the old lion and knocked him out viciously.
Thank God Volk never
viciously.
went up.
He did go up.
And he lost, right?
Yeah, but he lost first. He lost to Islam really close. Like, he even dropped him at the end of the fight and was, like, beating him. Like, if it was another round, I think he wins. He lost the decision. And then he took the fight on, like, 10 days' notice when Oliveira pulled out. And he said he had kind of been in a bad spot where he had an injury. When he's not in camp, he basically admitted he had been just drinking the whole time leading up to it and just took the fight, got knocked out in the first round, and then took this fight and got like viciously
he got smoked.
slept, like one hitter quitter slept. But Topuria is he's legitimately incredible. He's a massive star in Europe. He's already a huge star. Like the Real Madrid main account like tweeted like just a picture of him saying like, congrats with the belt. Have like 153 million followers.
Yeah.
He's one of those. He's already was a massive star, and like I don't know if you saw it. There was a video of like wishing him like good luck on the fight. It literally was like the best, like most famous people in the world from Spain.
Yeah,
It's like Rafael Nadal. Like, see, we're not like big soccer guys. It was like Sergio Ramos, who Jack Beck explained to me is like one of the like top like few soccer players in the world. All these like huge athletes. So he's massive star, and that basically he needed that to become a star in like America.
Yeah.
But that was incredible. That and the fights were incredible. But yeah, the UFC is good about like the clips go out like obviously like we're on them quick. Like Lee, shout out Lee Holbert, does a great job spinning back his Twitter, and they go out really fast. But they're also good about cutting them. But you get it fast enough to like if you're like on your phone at like 20 minutes after the fight, you're gonna see like
Yeah, that's what I
the
did.
even the pay-per-view knockouts and stuff like that.
But yeah, I don't think anyone's really. No one's like, I can't wait to watch this about many things.
No, not
about,
anymore.
like, that stuff. You know what I mean?
I mean, really,
Yeah, is that true? Like within sports, obviously outside the NFL.
I think just football.
Outside the NFL.
Football.
Just because football's one, like honestly, football's a great product, but you get it once. You know you're getting it that one game. Like baseball, if you miss a game, it's like, oh, I got 150 more. I'll watch it tomorrow. NBA, it's like they don't give a fuck till the 83rd game anyway. So let's go to the 83rd game. Like it's just when you know it's football's so important every single week. Every other sport isn't.
Yeah, I mean football is here. Everything else is
college football.
here.
Why that's why people care so much because if you lose one game, it's like okay, well now my season's over.
Well, that's what I was gonna say too. I think America, we love stakes. Like think about the way, like for example, we see like we're so big on like if you won a championship, like you're amazing, and if you haven't, like you stink. Like it's become so much of that in sports where I think we've become more like we gravitate more to sports. I don't think it's just because like football's better. I think it's also because like you said, there's less games. Every game means so much, whether it's pro, college, and to me that's going off like the fighting. I think that's not just because not only COVID like helped it, but I think UFC and MMA as a whole has gotten so much bigger because the stakes are just so big. Like every time they get in the cage, it's like one thing can change everything. The way it was described to me is like, in what other sport besides like baseball is this way, but what other sport can you score like a 40-point touchdown in the fourth quarter? Like you can't.
Yeah.
In fighting, you
Baseball's
can.
like-
In baseball, obviously they're
only
out, so
thing.
in theory you could just keep scoring and not get out. But I think the stake, like sports that have like big stakes, I mean, you're seeing just getting like bigger and bigger and stakes like in like sports like football, or excuse me, like basketball, baseball, where there's so many games. I think you're seeing this, especially with the regular season specifically, you're seeing kind of a decline in people. Like it's become so regional. Baseball, I think, was always that way. I think basketball is becoming a little more that way.
Yeah.
And it's so star driven. Like young kids don't even, for the most part, don't even like teams anymore. They just have like a favorite player.
Yep.
And they'll follow him everywhere he goes. And I think a big part of that is just like, I think people love just like super high stakes.
That's why I
especially
missed
when it comes to sports.
one card wild card game and one game wild card game.
Yeah, I think
And they got rid of it.
baseball. Huh?
And they got rid of it.
That's what I'm saying. I
No.
loved that.
Me too. I liked it too.
Like, it
Better than like best at
sucks.
three. Best at three doesn't tell you shit
It
either.
does
Yeah.
suck that you
Everybody
lost
loved
one,
it
but-
except Pirates fans.
Yes.
That's true. That's true. Poor
Yeah.
Pirates fans.
And that's why you're saying I love baseball because there's the only sport without a clock. You know,
Yes.
like there's
Yeah.
you have to finish the game. You can the only game that you can, it's never over till it's actually over.
Right.
Because football you can knee it out, basketball you can dribble it out, foul, whatever. Speaking of baseball though, there's some weird shit going on. Snell's got one offer. It's the
Yep.
Yankees, and it's obviously low because he hasn't taken it.
Yep.
Montgomery's got no offers. Cody Bellinger, so we have a Cy Young and like one of the a great season from a hitter. Nothing.
And Montgomery's one of the most durable pitchers. Just won a
Yeah,
World Series.
but
And then you also have
what's the common theme between all of them?
and one more,
Yeah.
Matt Chapman,
Mhm.
third baseman for the
Fucking,
Blue Jays.
Yeah, but what's their common theme?
All four have the same agent, Scott Boras.
Boris, but it's definitely because I said this before. He wants Snell to go first because he knows he's Cy Young. He can get the most money, and then everyone will drop right after that.
I don't blame him for holding him out for his clients if he thinks that's what's going to get him more. I don't blame Rob Manfred coming out and saying it's bullshit, and essentially they want to do like a week signing period in MLB. It will never be approved, but like during winter meetings, just have a week where everyone
Love
has to be
that.
signed.
Be
I love it
chaos.
too. Huge.
Chaos.
But that's where like lives are going to be dictated and like
Yep.
up against the clock. Be cool if like we can see it in the war rooms, but like
The only way that would happen is if you had teams agree to a salary floor. So in other words, everyone has to spend at least $100 million or something like that.
yeah. So
And
I mean,
I
it's
think
I honestly
that
should do that.
Boris is fucking like obviously Boris is the best agent. Like he's got
Yes.
the most money. I'm not telling him how to do his job, obviously, but
he wants to give Bryce Harper an extension. Bryce Harper's already signed through like 2038.
it's smart. Smart.
So he wanted to play through his mid-40s.
Yeah. I think
Wow.
that though, where if you're not Blake Snell, the rest of these players are kind of fucked because Blake Snell, say he's getting offered has the offer come out what it was? Like one.
I've heard it was like,
one-
what was it, like 7 for 175?
I heard it was 6 for 150.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
something like
150.
But that also is
very
and I
low.
heard it's from the Yankees.
Yeah, it is.
And
the
I
only
mean,
one that's out.
but hey, it's their like base starting offer.
Yeah, but that's right, exactly. But it's crazy that no one's.
Obviously, it's the game. You start low
Say
and
this
then you come
though.
up
So
higher.
he's got the offer of 150. None of these other players can do anything until Snell gets it because Snell is the best pitcher out of all of them. It's Cy Young. Like he came over for Cy Young. Like, I'm not saying he definitely is better than all of them, but I think
It was last year.
He was last year.
Yeah,
So
he's the best player of the four.
If he takes the 150, he knows that the rest, Montgomery, all of them is going to be in like the fucking 80s or like maybe 100. Like it's going to be way lower.
Oh yeah.
He knows what he's doing, but I think if you're Montgomery, you're kind of fucked.
Yes.
And
if you're Matt Chapman, you're fucked. And if you're Bellinger, you're fucked.
Yeah, Bellinger is. I don't know what's going on with him.
It sounds like the problem with Bellinger is a little different. So there's only really a couple fits that make sense. The Cubs are the most obvious. Honestly, if you go down the list, you could say the Royals are like the second or third best fit for him because a lot of teams have a glut in the outfield, and it just doesn't. Honestly, the Mets would make a ton of sense, but that's not going to happen.
Phillies are still in play.
Are the Yankees still in play?
For Bellinger, I think it would be Bellinger or Snell or Montgomery. You're not going to get
just one of. Yeah, it would be.
I think
one.
you get one.
I think we'd rather spend on pitching probably. I would
Seems
think.
like that's the directive.
When you have Judge and Soto already in the outfield.
Yeah, you guys should sign Montgomery back.
I wouldn't be like.
I don't want the Yankees to do that. Montgomery is a very good pitcher.
It's just the fact that you trade him away for a player now on the Mets,
right?
And now have to get him back for $100 million.
People get too worked about spending money in a sport with no salary cap. I think it ain't my money.
I agree.
I don't care about overpay the fuck out of him.
Exactly right. And these owners have the money. It's all bullshit.
As long as he plays well, I don't care how much.
You hear the uproar over the weekend about the Phillies signing Whit Merrifield for $8 million in 1 year contract. It's like $8 million is too much. It's like, dude, it's a 1 year contract for an All-Star last year.
For super utility, but
it's not your money.
Here's how bullshit it is.
I was like, that's a great sign.
Great.
Let me explain how bullshit this is. So the Oakland A's got $70 million from their regional cable deal last year. I'm not talking about Fox, ESPN. This is like the Bay City Comcast, whatever it is, Bay Area Comcast. Their payroll last year was around $70 million. Crazy. So everything else, and remember, they're also getting revenue sharing. They're just pocketing that money. It's bullshit. These owners should be ashamed of themselves. It is fucking criminal. It is malpractice. It is awful. These guys all cry poor, and it's all bullshit. That is, and so as much as I hate to side with Scott Boras, who's a snake oil salesman in a lot of ways, I'm always on the side of the players because the owners are crooks. This is borderline collusion because that money is there. They choose not to spend it.
It's 100% collusion.
It is.
I think. I definitely think they're trying to stick it to Scott Boras a little bit because it's
all the players. It's shared to all of them.
But it's not like let's face it. Snell, yes. Two-time Cy Young, coming off a Cy Young year. Montgomery, Bellinger, former MVP. Yeah, big names, obviously top in the free agent market. It's not Ohtani. It's not Judge on the market. It's not Harper. If the owners kind of come together and are like, okay, we need to take a stand. It's not a bad stand to make right now.
Are you not?
It's kind of like
Blake Snell had an ERA last year, 147 in the second half. He is. Yeah, you're right. He's not Shohei Ohtani. He's in that next tier. He's damn good.
Yes, but he also could be.
$150 million is a lot of money.
But it's not. To those guys.
Theory, yeah.
It is to average people. I understand that.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But it's not in the economics of baseball. It's not.
But he also, you have to be honest, you don't sign a contract off of just 1 year. He's had
two Cy Young.
He's had a lot of games.
He's also been shaky.
Yes, he's had some injury
not
problems.
deny that. He's been shaky.
His durability is a huge question.
Is a question like that. It's not a clear cut. Okay, Ohtani got $700 million because you know why? He's clear cut. You know what the fuck he's going to do. Snell, you could have do you want to pay $250 million, $300 million for a guy that might just start declining right away? That's kind of what they're doing. I think But
they have the money to spend. They're just crying poor and pretending and not spending it and pretending to be poor.
But but now I'm trying to play devil's advocate of being the owners, right? You think that you can get him for $150? Why wouldn't you do that?
Sure, but we know that right now you can. Right now, you only one offer. That's where it's like criminal. That's where it's wrong. Like other teams, he could help every single team in baseball, and he only has one offer for a low offer at that. That's bullshit.
I mean, it's like after Deshaun Watson signed the fully guaranteed contract, Irsay was the only one. They all were thinking Irsay was like, yeah, this can't be a thing.
Yeah.
And they all got mad at him. But I know every owner in that meeting was thinking the same thing.
Oh yeah, they were.
We can't just be giving these players getting favorable contracts. We can't do that.
It literally happened in the 70s in baseball. The exact same conversation.
Crazy. They're like unproven quarterback, 2 years, $250 million, fully guaranteed after coming off a a suspension for like I'll say sexual misconduct, I'll call it, and sat out a whole season. And he's getting that kind of money. Like, this can't be the precedent.
A lot of people,
because if he gets that, then how much does Trevor Lawrence want? How much is C.J. Stroud gonna want in a few years? How much are this guy gonna want? That guy gonna want? Jordan Love gonna want? The contracts are just gonna go through the roof, and they can't have that. They could afford it, but they don't want it.
Right, they don't want it to happen.
And they're a sport that has a salary cap.
Yes,
and they still are like that.
Who are the teams that want Snell?
I saw it was like the Giants, was it, and somebody else?
Giants definitely could use them. The Giants, Giants are a mess.
Was it even Phillies too? I saw
the Phillies are connected. The Phillies seem to have money for one more big play.
Phillies are connected to everybody.
Yeah, the Phillies are. All three names left are connected, and it just came out that they offered Yamamoto the highest money.
Wow.
I would not be surprised at all if Philly walks away with one of those three guys.
So maybe they offered him Yamamoto money. Clearly they have. I mean, that's huge money.
John Middleton, I think, came out yesterday in like a team meeting and was like, "Go get this fucking trophy, boys!" Like, the time is fucking now. Like, so he's
100%.
he's all in.
It's just a question of whether they want to risk it with most likely Snell or Jesus Christ, Snell or Montgomery or wait until the trade deadline.
But I think it is fair with these owners where it's like, I don't know if I want to chance it with Blake Snell. I don't think it's that.
So you don't want to put your the reason I get so upset about this is that every team could use a guy like Snell. Every team could afford him, including the A's. All these teams could afford him, and no one's making an offer. I'm not saying the A's should get Snell.
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying?
I'm saying like why there's 0 point for the.
No, I'm just making the. I'm just.
I know what you mean.
With the move to Las Vegas, there was some economic stuff that came out in this, including what they were paying for cable, the cable deal, and it made my eyes fall out of my head. I'm like, I can't believe this.
Yeah, no,
They're pocketing basically $100 million every year, just going right in their back pocket instead of putting a competitive team on the floor. They could sign all four of those guys.
And then you have to put yourself in their guys' shoes for a second, right? You guys making $100 million, just putting in his pocket, putting them with the A's, and people like. I know it's an embarrassment, and like if they go to Vegas, I think it will help, right?
I guess they're fucking that up too.
Yeah, that doesn't. That's
I saw that was the Super Bowl weekend. It was the Vegas I would assume not president, Vegas mayor.
Mayor, yeah.
Like,
you staying
it's
open.
like I don't know if this is even going to be.
The A's ownership fucks up everything. They're impressive at that. John Fisher, congratulations.
I want to go back because I wrote a blog about this. The Dodgers are fucking. I hate the Dodgers already. Oh my! Yamamoto threw one bullpen. They did a standing ovation. You fucking losers. It was a bullpen. You could welcome him to the team. Hey, good job, buddy. Good bullpen. Doing a standing ovation. Freddie Freeman's fucking jerked off in the batter's box. He did it. He was like, wow, that was so good. I'm glad you're on my team. Dude, what?
I got a question about Yamamoto. If he comes out and has a non-top 3 to 5 Cy Young season, is it like a problem?
Yes.
Maybe not. It's
the way
that might be a little hot. I would say
5 is.
I was going to say if he's not like a top like
10
pitcher in the NL, it's a major problem.
So if he has a year like Senga had last year, that's perfectly fine. He was very.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I do. With that team, that offense,
like low threes, we're talking like
low 3s, 200 strikeouts.
If he's like
healthy.
If he's like 3.2 or below, I think that's like a solid.
That lineup is crazy.
But the thing is,
That's
he doesn't
Freeman,
he's
Ohtani.
This guy's expected to come in and be basically Ohtani on the mound 2.0.
Standing ovation.
Yeah.
They're fucking losing it about him. Like, I think the expectations for him are, like what Smith's saying, is so big that if it's not top 5, it's like, okay, what's wrong?
You know that more
25-year-old.
He's like 5'7".
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at DraftKings, literally more than like half the bets already, like for like a World Series winner, is on the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Like
55%. Yeah.
I want nothing.
Which is crazy in any.
And let's
sport.
put that's in comparison to the other 29 teams.
I want nothing more for the Dodgers to not win. Nothing more. I don't want them to win shit.
I think that's kind of fun because now we have someone to either root for or root against. Like I think, and
Mookie Betts already coming out saying that we're gonna be a Super Bowl. Everyone's like, no, you're not. Like it will be, but like in June, you think of it, if you lose the Dodgers, but okay. Like I'm so sick of the Dodgers.
People are going to be giving them their.
I think it's more he's saying, which I'm not saying this is like fair, but more like the Chiefs come to town, like you're getting like their best.
Yeah.
They're gonna get like the team's best effort.
I think
usually.
baseball's different when it's like.
It's true. There's just so many games. It's
like,
tough.
we'll
Yeah.
Different starting pitchers and everything
Yeah,
else.
of course.
Again, but it's just when I heard standing ovation for a bullpen, let's fucking relax, Dodgers. I can't. I fucking hate them. They're done to me.
They made some nice under the radar moves. They went and got James Paxton.
Of course they got everybody.
That depth. Obviously
Got everybody.
Because they had nobody going on the rotation going in.
They'll realize.
You're right.
Well, tell
Contreras and everything. You're
let
right.
them know Glass now is going to fall apart. He sucks.
He's never thrown more than 140 innings in a
Yeah,
season,
he
right?
sucks.
Something like that.
He's just a.
He's very good when he's healthy. He's
no one
very
cared
good.
about the Rays. The Rays just like they find people out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden he was like he's gonna suck. Watch that.
I mean, I saw somebody in a Rays t-shirt the other day. I literally stopped me in my tracks. I don't think I'd ever seen one before. I was like, you a Rays fan for real?
Saw somebody in a Fred McGriff Rays jersey.
The Rays are
It's
so,
actually really nice.
Yeah,
I got
like
Fred
that.
McGriff
So weird.
Rays
Famous.
bobblehead.
this year will the Rays will be in it, and we'll just be like, this guy came out of nowhere.
I really disagree.
What it is.
I think you guys.
They always have it.
They don't always have it. They've had 90 off seasons in the relatively recent past,
5 years.
and that team stinks.
The one thing, and I think Clemmer,
got problems.
I think you will agree with this, Clemmer. The one thing that I know they always have is they always pull one or two incredible relief pitchers
Yes.
out of their ass every year.
They always do.
They always somehow have like two lefties that throw like 99 out of the bullpen. You're like, where the fuck did this guy come from?
Their rotation.
Alvarado came from there.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, you go Rafael Soriano. You want to go back far, like
Guys,
like it's just crazy.
Even though like
to go
Jake
back.
McGee was even, I remember like
Jake McGee was very
like
good.
that. Like he was a big presence on the mound too. Like just
They always seem to make the best out of like mid to maybe above average players, but definitely not like Joey Wendell always seemed to crush when he was there, and Brandon Lowe. Having a long career there.
Rosarena's really good.
Rosarena,
he's actually really good.
and he's very
the
good.
superstar for that.
Yeah, he's really good.
I just worry about that starting rotation. They've been decimated by injuries and guys leaving. Obviously, you mentioned Glass now. They've had a bunch of
Eflin.
Clanahan's out for the year. Eflin, and their number 2 starter is Aaron Savali.
But
That's
they'll bring up somebody who's a fucking fireball out of nowhere.
They tried doing that last year with Taj Bradley. It didn't quite work. Maybe he rebounds as a good sophomore year. I don't know. But that rotation's in. Talk about a team that could use Blake Snell, could use Jordan Montgomery.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, they ain't spending.
They're not spending shit. And the funny is that they have it. They just choose not to.
And their stadium is atrocious.
It's awful.
It's gross.
But they are on the way to building a new one.
you
I was
have
about to say, aren't they trying to build a new
Yeah,
one
they
in
I heard
Tampa?
that it's actually in Tampa, right? They're
Yeah,
actually trying
that's
to
the
be
biggest
in
problem
Tampa.
is nobody wants to go to their games because you have to go all the way across the bay to St. Petersburg.
It's
to
off the
watch all the
highway. I
games.
bet it's horrendous.
Yeah,
And
it's
their
horrible.
most recent plan, though, I think, is in St. Pete.
Oh,
that would be dope. I mean,
so it's
St.
gonna stay in
Pete's.
St. Petersburg.
So it's still in, but it means that all the people now won't want to cross the bridge from Tampa.
Yeah,
though.
there's St. Pete
The
Beach,
same
and
problem
then there's
would
St.
be there.
Petersburg. St. Pete Beach is closer to Tampa.
I mean, that would help.
To put this on the
I think.
record before the season, I understand that the Orioles have a very good roster. I understand it. I am going to tell you that when there's expectations for a team that has won dick in so long,
100
and,
games last
how many playoff wins did they have?
year. I mean, the
Answer it, Smitty.
the Yankees had last 2 years.
And how much do the Orioles have?
0, same as the Yankees.
How many
Yeah,
the Phillies
zero.
have?
So if you put any expectation,
We had more. Nah, we had.
we also had more than.
Oh, you got
last
swept. You got
two.
swept in the ALCS.
Yeah, we won. Yeah, I was about
You
to
won division.
Slow it down, Smith.
I was about to cry. I was like, no, we were.
I
we
got
won
these
some a couple
Orioles
years ago.
fans up my fucking ass, and I want you to listen to me real quick. One, you will not win the division. The Yankees will win the division. That's just a fact.
Well, that's not a fact. They have 19 game gap to make up.
All right, so I'm going to tell you right now what my prediction is. The Yankees are going to win the division. The Orioles will not because there's expectations, and they're going to crumble. And just because you have the best prospect doesn't mean they're going to just perform right away. Because your Holiday is really good. I get that. He hasn't stepped foot on the field yet, correct?
Correct. He's never played a
Shut
major
the
league game.
fuck up about your fucking prospect. Adley Rushman. He's a lot. Watch out. He's got a lot going on the outside, So just saying, watch out for the Orioles.
Some inside info on Adley.
Yeah, what's
Just the Orioles are just.
That's one that annoys me because I like him. I like Adley
he's
a
a
lot.
good
It's
guy.
annoying
He's
that he's
nothing
on the
bad.
other team.
The Orioles have.
I think
The Orioles do have 2 major
player.
issues. Kyle Bradish he's got a strained UCL. Sounds like he might not be back for the All-Star break, if at all, this year.
Not good.
I mean, he was going to be their number 2 or 3 starter. That's a problem.
It's bad.
And then the other issue is John Means is going to start the year on the IL, it sounds like. He's a month behind schedule.
Bad.
So you have some pitching cracks in the foundation that, once again, hey, you know who'd help that team a lot? I don't know, Blake Snell or Jordan Montgomery?
and you
They're not going to spend the money either. Those fucking cheap fucking Angelos.
John Angelos. Yeah.
But they still
Selling,
replace.
they're finally
they still
selling
replace
teams.
Kyle Gibson with Corbin Burns.
That is, which is a huge upgrade. Huge.
Yeah, but
And
expectations.
Craig Kimball in the bullpen.
It's a lot
That'll be good until the playoffs.
You don't believe that it's harder to play with expectations?
I don't know. I mean,
I think it 100%.
you could say they had expectations in August and September,
had
not to spit the bit. And they
no
didn't.
expectations left.
I think they have a very good thing going.
for sure.
Are they going to
They're
win 100
building.
games
They're
again?
Probably not.
Maybe not.
No.
The over/under is 90.5.
Yes. Are they going to be there? Do they have a future? And should every Orioles fans be dripping their pants? Absolutely.
I just can't wait till they disappoint them all this year.
You say expectations though.
It's just-
The Yankees are the favorite team to win the AL East.
Of course they are.
But you talk about expectations though, like
They've always.
But
they're
Yankees
always
will
the
have
favorites to
expectations
win.
no matter
The
what.
Yankees will have it no matter what until we all die.
I mean, I don't
So
know.
what happens? If
I remember a time when Yankees didn't have expectations. I'm not that old.
Go back-to-back years without making playoffs.
I would literally bet my entire life that they'd make the playoffs this year.
I would not.
I would
I
not.
think they will, but I wouldn't bet your entire life.
Oh,
So
man.
bet your beer. Do what I did.
Oh, no,
Sack up.
yeah, but let me
Yeah.
tell you something.
Sack up.
Yeah,
beard.
yeah.
Take
Let's
the
see
beard
that
right
beard,
now.
Yeah.
No, I won't. I'll bet.
You bet your life
Bet
and
your-
not your beard.
Yeah, I'd rather my beard. I'd rather my beard than my life. It's fact.
It's a very
That's a fact.
basket.
It's a weird fact.
I will do anything else. I'm just guaranteeing they'll make the playoffs.
I think they will too.
Juan
I would.
Soto-
God, I would hope so. I
Juan
mean,
Soto
Jesus.
makes that lineup 5 times better.
Oh, he does. That starting pitching staff worries me.
The top 3 in the lineup is so much better now. It's insane, and also it's just he's so fucking good.
He's incredible. And then you also added some depth with
Yes.
the Red Sox outfielder Verdugo.
Hugo, I don't have to see IKF.
You went and
ever
got Trent Grisham, who's going to help
Yes.
defensively.
It's just it's
But your rotation's a mess, though.
it's not a mess.
Stroman, Rodon.
There's a lot of
Stroman's
question
a cheap
marks.
deal. I think
I think it's a
Stroman
lot
was
of
worth the
question
price.
marks.
I agree with
I
you.
don't think it's a mess. I think it's question marks. I think you'll like
Rodon is the X
You
factor.
don't know.
He has to be good this year.
No idea how he's going to be.
Clark Schmidt is eh.
Clark Schmidt was good last
He
year.
was last year.
No,
4?
no, he's one of those. I'm going to pull it on you. Check like his second half. He was great.
He was better than
He was,
second.
he was early. I think these ERA will throw it. His second half of the season was strong.
He's a
Like, very
major league
strong.
starting pitcher. I'm just saying he's not someone I would.
But he's also
But
not
I think I really like him as our 4. Like I think that's a good
our
spot.
4-5 is
That's what I'm
Clark
saying, like,
Schmidt
4 or 5 is
and
like Nestor.
Cortez.
Like that's I think that's a strong
Cortez
4 or
is.
5.
I don't trust he's going to be healthy, and I also think I don't think it's stuff.
Rodon is the X factor.
Rodon is huge.
Rodon has to be good.
Rodon is the guy you
They've
saw
been-
in San Francisco.
They've been saying he's good in the offseason, which
Yep.
you can take that as you will. They say that about a lot of guys, obviously, but they've been saying he looks strong this year. I think it seems to be the way he's talking that he feels like he wants to live up to the contract. He feels obviously last year he was injured. Then when he pitched, he was bad. Like he wants to be good. He obviously wants. Obviously, any fan wants to be. Any player wants to be liked by their fan base. I think I'm seeing some chips on the shoulder. Like he wants to prove it that he's $170 million guy. Whatever we paid him, $170 million
I am
guy.
very excited for baseball, but we should just start doing
One more thing before we do. If the Yankees go and get either Snell or Montgomery, I'll feel very differently about that team.
100%.
Like I think.
Oh,
then,
yeah, no,
Then,
that'd be-
then you guys get scary.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You put Snell in there and move everyone. And all of a sudden, Rodon's the 3, Stroman's the 4, and then
Yeah.
Schmidt and Nestor are like
That's
battling out for 5.
Nestor's
slash,
a
like,
swingman. That's
like it's like Nestor's like 5, and Clark Schmidt can be like starter / like long relief guy.
you guys scare me.
Then we're cooking. Then
Like,
we're cooking.
really scare me. Like like, and then second the AL
You're
pennant.
gonna eat your words this year, by the way. Somebody got skinny, and his name is Giancarlo Stanton.
Come on, baby.
I'm rooting for Stan.
Come on, baby.
I want to see.
Come on.
Did he
man.
learn how to run? Did he learn how to run?
He doesn't
Oh,
need to.
he lost. Did you actually see the picture? I'm not even
I
kidding.
did.
He looked small.
See?
Next to Judge.
He almost scared me with the picture that I'm afraid he's losing muscle.
He is because he wants
He's looking slender. He's looking
You're
slim.
too-
Say,
When
was
you
he,
scared
was he
me
looking
just a little
skinny
bit.
or is he looking sick?
both.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like I would say one could make an argument for both, probably.
But he changed his swing. Watch. I can't wait to.
He had to do something because he was awful last year.
Haley, yeah, he knows it though. He said that, and he said he's like, I don't want to be the guy who just has to say the right things, all this stuff. I need to produce, and I have not been doing that. Guy's taking accountability.
Oh, you gotta like that.
I appreciate it.
You have to like.
You have to.
that.
So we'll take the end of the show. We're going to talk actual picks. We're going to we decide every week, every episode. We're obviously going to give all our picks. But we're going to specifically talk about each of our best bets of the day. Smitty, go ahead. Your best pick of the day.
I got one.
And your card.
Yes, I got one pick, both best bet and the card. Islanders Penguins over 5.5. The way I've been doing my hockey over unders pretty much for years now, as the Ice Prince is combining fantasy algorithms along with suspected sharp money. And tonight, the fantasy goes towards the over, as well as the sharp money is going towards the over. So over 5.5, Islanders, Penguins.
Nice. Little Mr. Ice action there. I love that.
Oh, it's the Ice Prince. I don't want to step on any Penguins.
Ice.
I'm saying he would appreciate his hockey.
Oh yeah, no.
That's all I meant by it.
Mr.
Well, hockey talk.
That's all I meant by it.
No way, shape, or form, Mr. Ice. There's only one Mr. Ice.
My favorite pick. You're gonna want to hold your nose. You're not gonna like it whatsoever. Creighton plus 3.5 at home against UConn.
Yeah, Creighton.
Woo! UConn's the best team in the country. I don't care what anyone says. They just are. This is a spot where Creighton can win this game. Where UConn, it's basketball. They can drop a game. Creighton's a good team. They shoot the shit out of the ball, so you'll know early in the game. That's my favorite pick. But my card is Missouri plus 11.5 against Tennessee. It's kind of like I think Tennessee just goes in there slow. Florida State minus 3.5 against Boston College. Boston College isn't that bad this year.
They've been playing better.
15-10 this year.
Good for Coleman.
So did I get duped or his account got suspended?
His account got suspended. I don't know why.
Because his bad tweets.
Too much simping.
Arkansas plus 11.5 against Texas A&M. I'm going Baylor plus 4.5 against BYU. And I'm going Texas Tech minus 5.5 against TCU.
All right, my best bet. I've talked about this a lot. It's kind of been a theme line for picks. The unranked favorite versus the at home, especially versus the ranked favorite. So little set. Just have this officially. And it added one yesterday after Virginia Tech won. Unranked home favorites, 53 and 37 against the spread since last year versus top 25 teams, and 9-3 against the spread this month. Give me Utah State at home, the Aggies, minus 2.5, facing San Diego State, 19th ranked team in the country. It's one of those. I think we get as bettors and just fans, we fall too in love with that number next to the name, and we really, I've mentioned a few times this year, and I think a lot of college basketball fans would agree. The gap right now between like 20 and 40, I think, is so slim that just having that number ranked versus not, it's not really like, it doesn't really tell how, like, the gap is small. And I love this Utah State team at home. It's fun to shout out Rico's guy, Danny Sprinkle. He really has done a great job with this team. They're very good. I think they get it done at home today. So Utah State minus 2.5 is my best play. But I'm also on Butler plus 6. They're on the road at Villanova. I really like Butler. Shout out Thad Mata. I'm also on Creighton. This is a plug your nose play, 100%. Yep. Creighton plus 3 at home. Plug your nose play. BYU minus 4. I think get revenge against Baylor. They're at home. They're also ranked, but they're the lower ranked team, home favorites. I think they get it done. And I also really, this was actually almost the best, but it was close. I really like TCU plus 5.5. Shout out Jamie Dixon. They're a team I bet on the last few years. I just love this TCU team. They have good guard play. They've been playing teams close. They've been one of the teams in the Big 12 that has played well on the road and picked up some big road wins. I think keep it close here. Give me TCU plus 5.5. But Utah State minus 2.5 is the best bet. Clemmer God.
All right, so I am so cold. I'm awful. I'm 3-18 in February.
Oh my God!
I'm a disaster. I am just all three bets were on one play, the McCaffrey touchdown in the Super Bowl.
That's your only
wow.
wins?
Yeah, all three were tied.
Oh wow, it was literally the same
tied to that play.
We've been betting.
I've tried college basketball. I've tried fucking Daytona 500. So I need help. So I'm on the Penguins tonight. Money lines minus 135. A lot of juice, but goddamn, I need a win. I think the Islanders coming off that outdoor game and then going to Pittsburgh, hopefully will be a little tired, maybe kind of a drop-off game emotionally. Neither the Islanders or Penguins are playing very well right now, but Penguins at home, minus 135. Please.
Guy who's struggling and you're going to hockey, that means that you're down.
Nothing else to do, though. College basketball, I guess, but like the NBA doesn't play until Thursday.
Yeah,
there's not a lot going on.
College basketball, your team's playing tonight.
Creighton, go Creighton, of course.
Go Creighton.
We love Creighton. It's a Creighton room.
I wonder if I can convert you to an MMA fan. You think that would something that would entice you at all? You're ever into boxing?
This is gonna make me sound like a pussy, but I loved boxing. MMA is like almost like too violent for me. Almost, it's like And then I did love boxing. I loved. Oh my God, watching like Mike Tyson when I was growing up. Crazy.
Can I respectfully, even as a homework assignment, give you one card that I'm gonna tell you to watch? And
okay.
It's March 9th, UFC 299. Give me that if you're free that day.
I'll be coming out of solitary confinement, so that might not be the best day for me. I'm going to be in solitary confinement for 100 hours from March 4th through 8th. All right, so I guess the day after I'll be, so maybe my first weekend out of solitary confinement.
So if you can't, then I guess I'll wait for.
Yes, I would. Another week I will.
UFC 300, April 13th.
I will absolutely do a homework assignment though.
Or even if you're busy, if baseball will start by then.
No, but sometimes those games are on. Those matches are late at night.
Actually, you know what? Give me this Saturday.
Night
It's a good card and it's ESPN Plus, so you don't have to buy it. No pay-per-view.
All right.
It's in Mexico City.
This weekend?
Yes, this Saturday.
Let's ride on a pick together.
Yes, I'll give you one. I'll get you one for the Saturday.
Let's do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I know Jack Mac's already on Manuel Torres, who I also like, but I'll give you like a couple.
Yeah, we'll work on it this week.
I would love because I really think most sports fans you could get it's just awesome. And it's live crowds in Mexico City.
Yeah,
it's like mostly at least like one Mexican fighters in like most of the fights. It's gonna be awesome.
It's wild how UFC has grown so much. Like I know it's kind of cliche to say that, but it is like in my lifetime, even in the last 25 years, like what it's become is it's completely destroyed. But like boxing doesn't barely even exist anymore. Like UFC and the amount of attention I see on my timeline and just hearing people talk in the office, like UFC it's really wild how fast it's grown. It's amazing.
It is easily like for me it's like football and MMA like it's just the best. It's just insane. It's storylines, but it's storylines, but then it's real at the same time. Like it's just real. Like it's just true. It's real gladiator shit. Like it's the closest thing we have to like real gladiators. These guys are fucking warriors. They get in there, they put it on the line. They're fighting with literally 4-ounce gloves on, in basically their underwear in fucking shorts. It's just incredible. It truly is incredible, but it's so much deeper than it's not. So it's respectful, but it's also like there's real bad blood. But the reason it exploded so much is they've taken like the league model as opposed to like the boxing model of like 1v1 like people. It's the UFC's gotten so big. It doesn't matter who's there. I'll be there no matter what. Like people like me, I'll be there no matter what. You could have two donkeys fucking the main event. Like I'm gonna be there for it.
The product must be incredible for it to grow that fast and have people be that loyal to it. The product must be so strong.
The commentators are great. It's like Anik and Rogan. Like they're phenomenal. Like it's awesome. It's action packed. The pacing's good. Everything about it is just like. They just put on a great live main event.
Oh, you will work on that this weekend. I will do that this weekend, Saturday. That's awesome. I like that.
It's on ESPN Plus.
Let's go.
It's like free, or if you have ESPN Plus, it's like $10 a month. So appreciate everyone watching. Like the stream. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 sharp. See you then. God bless.